So good morning student. Today's event continuing of the last class we will see about what is the anatomy, types of classification of the anatomy, then axis and planes of the anatomy. That is what are the movement occurs in the anatomy, what are the anatomical position. That is the last class seen about the last class. Now this class will see about the cells of the anatomy. The cells of the anatomy. Okay, cells of the anatomy, the anatomical structure and functions of the communication. The introduction to anatomy is mainly for the microscopic and cellular unit. They again divided into cells and tissues. The cells are mainly used for the its entire the human body. Every cells happen at the every functions. The function how to happen the cells function mainly for cells the mitochondria. The mitochondria cells are powerhouse of the cell. These cells are the main production of the all the cell component. These cells are all the cells will repeat the functions. In the cells are the deplete the functions. All the structures of the cells are depletion of the organ functions. Okay. Then your tissues are also part of the role of the many cells. The many cells are organized to form the tissues. Okay. Then parts of the cells mainly for three parts: basically structural function unit, and the parts and functions. The functions are divided into three parts: growth, repair, and reproductions. Then tissues. The tissues is the group of similar cell performing the function. The group of similar cell performing the function. Okay, the types for this we go for epithelial cell, connective tissue, muscular, and nervous tissues. Okay, these are types of the cells. Then you will go for the cells mainly for group of similar cell and types. The group of similar cells nothing but the cells per production of the type of the cells are organized to the systematic organized to the other cell group of component. That is a group of similar cells. The types mean for epithelial lining, and connective tissue, and muscular lining, and nervous tissues. Then you will go for bones. The bones is a rigid connective tissue that is a form in the skeleton. Okay, types of the bone is a long bone, short bone, flat bone, irregular bone, then sesamoid bone. Okay, then the long bone is an example for the humerus and the dedius, femur, tibia, fibula. These are about the long bone. The short bone is mainly example for the vertebrae are short bones. The flat bone may be example for the scapula. Scapula is mainly, example for flat bone. The irregular bone mainly for the thoracic bones are the irregular bones. The sesamoid bone mainly example for the patella. Okay. Then blood supply. The bones are mainly blood supply to the nutrient artery. The nutrient artery and periosteal vessels are mainly for supplying to the bones. Then joints. Okay, joints is the joints between two bones. Two bones articles to each other. That is the joints. The types of joints mean the fibrous joint, cartilaginous joint, and synovial joint. Okay, synovial joint is on the joint is the articles of bone is the support lining of the synovial fluid is called as a synovial joint. That is a cartilaginous joint. The cartilaginous is present at the either joint surface. That is a connect to the joints. That is a cartilaginous joint. Then fibrous joint is a mainly for thicker structure. The thickened structure covering the joints. That is a fibrous joints. The fibrous joints are mainly example for the spine joints. The cartilaginous is the example of articular cartilage. All of the joints are the articular cartilage must present. Okay. The synovial joints are example for the humerus, the synovial joint, the shoulder joint, the elbow joint, the knee joint. Either peripheral joints are the synovial joint. Okay, synovial joint is mainly consists of the articular cartilage, capsule, and the synovial fluids are mainly present. Then axis and movement of the joints. The movement occurs around axis and planes. The types of the movements are the flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotation and circumduction. Then specialized for the muscles. The muscles were specialized for contractions. Okay. The types of the muscle: the skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle. The skeletal muscle is a striated muscle. Striated muscle is a forming structure muscle. That is a involuntary contraction of the muscle. Voluntary contraction of the muscle. That is a example the muscular contraction. During any movement that the control of the brain and the peripheral and the central nervous system control with the movement. Okay. Then a smooth muscle. The smooth muscle is it is a striated and not nucleated. Striated and not single nucleated cells. Okay, that is for mainly for involuntary contractions, mainly for any organal functions, and mainly happen with the smooth muscles. Then cardiac muscles mainly for surrounding the cardiac structure. Okay, this is also for the not striated, the flattened, and the single nucleated structure. The example for the cardiac, the pumping actions mainly for the this cardiac muscle. Then muscle, how to the work, the agonist, antagonist, synergist and fixator. The agonist mainly for the, it's a movement for initiate the movement is the agonist. The opposite group of the pattern is the antagonist. Synergist means the combined pattern of the movement is act as the synergist. Fixator is the joint is a stabilize the muscles, that is a fixator. Okay, Shubin, this class has seen about the what are the bone structure, joint structure, and muscle structure. These are about core element of the structure. Next class will go to the nervous structure. Only next class will go to the nervous structure. Okay, thank you.